Alright, I'm doing a trade recap video on the two trades I took, one last night and one this morning, both on NASDAQ. So right here, this yellow line is the Asia Open last night. As we open, come up, we take out this intermediate high inside of this 5-minute gap right here. With some displacement lower. There was a 2-minute gap that I wanted to flip that we failed to do. So right here, that gap right there, we failed to close beneath it. So we get a retracement higher, forming this 5-minute gap right here, right there, and then we get a retracement back into that 5-minute gap, forming this 30-second fair value gap right here with this SMT. So right here on the S&P 500, this candle right here took out this candle's high, and obviously on NASDAQ we failed to do that, forming an SMT, which is just a confluence that I have to allow me, or pretty much tell me that we should continue to trade lower. So after we form the SMT, we flip this 30-second inverse right here, got a bit of an early entry right there, break even at that swing low, stops above that high, targeting the midpoint of this hour gap below right here, which we perfectly tap into for a 1 to 7 risk reward, about 79 points. So that right there is the first trade I took on NASDAQ last night. Second one this morning. Right here, this white line is 9:30 New York AM open. As we open, we come up, respect this 15-minute gap right here, and then on the 30-second, very similar trade to the one that I took last night. 30-second, as you can see, we're respecting the midpoint perfectly with this 30-second inverse right here. Form that gap, we flip it on this black candle closure, which is where I entered. Stops above that wick high right there, targeting the midpoint of this 5-minute gap right here. As you can see, 5-minute gap is formed, targeting the midpoint of that. Break even was at the top of that 5-minute gap. On the 1 minute, you can see, yeah. 1 minute, let me move this. That wick right there, bottom of that wick was my break-even point right here, which was also the top of this 5-minute gap. So come in, we tap that perfectly for 125 points, about 1 to 2.5 risk reward. So those are the two trades I took on NASDAQ.